I've been called anointed, gifted by God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, right before I went live, though, I was called a blasphemer.
Okay, that
I've been
tracks.
called Lot's wife.
What?
One one lady said that I looked back. So I've been called Lot's wife, a blasphemer, anointed, gifted by God, a, a wild girl, a wild one. I'm a wild woman. I've been called everything in my comments these last couple of days, specifically Hagar's song and Job's wife's song. Eve's and Jezebel's song did not do what Hagar's song and Job's wife's song is doing. They were more. They were. It's weird. Don't you think it's weird that they were more receptive to what if Adam was abusive than they are? Hey, you should not ignore Job's wife pain.
Right. That's actually sad.
Isn't it? Because like a lot of them felt the what if Adam was abusive, because a lot of us has gone through that experience. But when I say, hey, you were not taught about my pain, my words were mistranslated. There is a problem. And then there's some saying, what have you ever thought that Yahuwah didn't want us to know her name? That our job as women is just to shut up and submit? Did you see that comment?
No.
Girl, I read the first sentence and I just said, she wrote a book too, mind you. I wasn't reading all that shit. I read the first sentence and I said, listen, do you, okay? But if that's what you want for yourself, don't put that on the rest of us. And I left it at that. I didn't even read anything else that she wrote. But yeah,
We share our earth with these people.
yeah, yeah. Y'all keep tapping the screen, share the live out, help us get outside. I want to go outside in the rain so we can hit the FYP. What's up to the Facebook fam? How are y'all over there? We did go live yesterday for a little bit, but we didn't stay live long because we couldn't get TikTok to work. So don't think we left y'all out yesterday. What's up, Cleveland Cooley? What's up, Absurdist Ichthyius? What's up, Shodan Heretic? What's up? Oh, thank you, Heretic. Lovely Drea, what's up? Maya Waya, what's up? Hello, Reese. Hey, Joshua. The video of the twins? No, what about it? Hey, deleted. Brokeback Bible. Oh, you got snow. That's awesome. Very pretty. I hope it's the pretty kind of snow, not the hard, icy kind of snow. What's up, Evan? Hey, Spring Roll. Corpsman, are you in the box on purpose, on accident? All right, y'all. The guest box is open. If you are a believer in the God of the Bible, if you are deconstructing, or an atheist, 21 and up. Again, I did add new topics this week. I kept what if Adam was abusive because I felt the other two topics was allowing them to escape confronting that topic or discussing that topic with us. So I did leave that one up. Um, I want to know why is there an expectation to ignore Job's wife's pain? Like, why was Job's faith the most important thing and so important that, the God wanted to test that, because if the teaching is that women are made from men, and women are like, when they get married, it's bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, and the two shall become one again, then the God would be intelligent enough to know that whatever he allowed to happen to Job would also happen to Job's wife. So did the God not care about Job's wife, or did he not care about her level of faith? How can a God who you believe say that the two shall become one only expect one person to feel the pain from that? I don't quite understand that. And then I need to know, like, why are y'all like, what is blasphemy? Is facts blasphemy just because it goes against what you were taught in church or your oral tradition? Anything that goes against your oral tradition, is that blasphemy? That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know. Diana, are you in the box on purpose or on accident? You said women didn't rank. Yeah, in society, I agree. But today, right, there are so many women in my comments today saying that Job's wife's pain doesn't matter. And I need to understand the logic behind that. Women who believe in this God. And if you're deconstructing, right, like, have you thought about this? When you heard the song, I'm gonna play it right quick. I don't think YouTube has heard it yet. I'm gonna play the song. Like, when you heard this song, what were your thoughts? Somebody commenting was like, dang, there is someone deconstructing. They're not in this community, but they commented that they were deconstructing, and they said that they just realized that they were willing to ignore her to get to the bag. Basically, they were willing to ignore that all the things happened to her too, so they could get to the power story or something like that, they said. Oh, you haven't heard it yet either? Yeah, this is Job's wife's song. And while I'm playing, y'all keep tapping the screen, keep sharing the live out so that we break outside of our own community and get to the FYP. Keep feeding the beast. What did I name her song? Oh, yeah. Thank y'all so much for being here. We're 23 minutes into the live stream. Share the live out on YouTube and hit the like button. Thank you so much, y'all.
Never asked if I was okay. They never cared to teach about my pain. I had to turn a stone to rock that couldn't break and carry everything he didn't take. You only cared about what he went through, so you were trained to ignore that I was hurting too. Support for me is optional, cause when you're the one they depend on, breaking is supposed to be impossible. I'm no one wonders it's okay. You called me the devil without ever learning my name. They were my children too. I buried every face I ever kissed. I grieve for their childhood memories and the future events we will miss. The servants who were like family gone at the same damn time. Can you imagine carrying all of this tragedy combined? Our income vanished, the laughter in our home turned cold. I watched our whole life crumble faster than either of us could hope. And when he got sick, I became his nurse, watching moves, praying silently, wondering if it could get worse. Yeah, did you ever wondered if I had questions? Because I knew he was good. Was it so wrong to want answers like anyone who was hurting would? Where was the sympathy for the nights I fell asleep crying? Where was the comfort for the wife desperate for a reason why? They twisted my words, they preached a lie. I didn't curse God, I told him bless God and die. They never asked if I was okay. Cause they only watch from the outside and hear a whisper, run with the story. That's where they know how it is. They point at me in sermons, say don't be like her right to your face. But the truth is, they could never be like me, they don't have what it takes to carry strength while everyone lies on you. To hold the house together while your whole world falls through. She's so good at being strong, a phrase that shouldn't be accepted. She's just good at surviving in a world where she's allowed to be neglected. I'm misunderstood because of your assumptions and misinterpretations, making decisions about me built on nothing but a lack of information. All I ever wanted was someone to speak up on my stand and tell those lying men that's not what Job's wife said. I'm a mess, you turned into a mess, misquoted, miseducated, misread, a whole woman reduced to a mistranslation. You repeated till the lie replaced what I actually said. You built a doctrine off your misinterpretations, turned my grief into your moral foundation, and never once asked for clarification. You weaponized my story while I carried all the devastation. I'm the rest with no name, but you gave me every misrepresented nickname. They never asked if I was okay. They never cared to teach about my pain. They had to turn the stone to rock that couldn't break and carry everything he didn't take. You only cared about what he went through, so you were trained to ignore that I was hurting too. Support from me is optional. Cause when you're the one they be depending on, breaking is supposed to be impossible. I'm the one no wonders is okay. You call me the devil without ever learning my name. I was more than a liar we wrote. I was a woman in pain who broke. My name was never cursed, I was never a devil. It was you who made my story worse. You remembered his faithfulness, praise his double for his trouble, and let him hide the other half of the couple going through the struggle. And after all your sermons, all your blame, you're just not realizing you don't even know my
Yeah. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, they're missing the part where it says that it's a mistranslation in the song. But I wanted to ask, there was someone in the comments who said we do see Job's wife's pain. We wouldn't miss anybody's pain. And I want to know why you're saying that, when the only line in the King James Bible for Job's wife has her telling her to do the thing that the story says the devil says Job would do. And every sermon preached about her has been calling her the devil. So why are you saying that Christians do see her pain? Oh, you're saying the people who don't believe in the Bible. Okay. My bad. I thought you were, when you said we, I thought you was talking about Christians. My bad, Miriam. I apologize. But yeah, every sermon preached about her has been that she is the devil. And like I said, there are women in my comments saying that her pain isn't important. There was one man who was like, she wasn't covered in boils. She didn't lose her home. She didn't lose her businesses. Like everything that happened to Joe, he was saying she didn't experience. And I commented to him and I said, who do you think wiped his stank ass when he couldn't? Like who would it have been taking care of him when he was sick? And then for you to say she didn't lose her home, where the hell do you think she lived? In a different house than him when he lost his home? She didn't lose her money. What? And like, to me, this speaks to the mind of him as a man. And if he was married to someone, that's the only thing he said she lost that he lost was their kids. He was like, I mean, it was her kids too. That's the only thing he was willing to say she lost that he lost, and that was the kids. But he was saying everything else Job went through by himself.
Oh, that's the one that kept typing loose instead of lose. Got it.
Then I kept telling him that I'm not singing, that I just wrote it, and he kept saying, you have a beautiful voice. Then he got into my DMs. After I told him, I said, you have irritated the fuck out of me. I said, your responses are the reason women like myself are celibate and single on purpose. Then he gets in my DM. You're a beautiful woman. You have a beautiful voice. I said, I don't know how many times I tell you I'm not singing.
That's
If you don't like what I'm talking about, you don't have to stay later. Like, you don't have to announce your departure. Mama Shanti, are you in the box on purpose or on accident? Y'all keep tapping the screen. I think they're afraid to talk to me because I
Hey,
see y'all in here.
Gangsters.
Hey, give me just a second. I see y'all when you come in. Okay, TikTok tells me when you come in. I know you're here. I know you're watching from the hallway. Okay, you don't have to be afraid to talk to me, especially the men that are in my comments about the Eve video. Those of you that are in my comments about the Hagar video and about the Job video, don't be afraid to talk to me. I don't bite unless you tell me you want me to bite you. But I don't bite. But I can see it when you click in. What's up, Mama Shanti?
Hey, love. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, I usually just come up at maybe once or twice a year just to say a little bit of hey, but now this time, that song, look, okay, let's talk about it. The whole Job situation, that song, as a mother who has literally lost a child, it just, it, mm, it really brings it to the validity that it's all patriarchal because her pain. How easy do you think it is to watch all of your children go through demise, then turn around and have to give birth all over again, however many times? Like that's a fucking whoop de doo.
Yeah,
And I
and the thing is that we don't even know, like in the story, if she was the one who gave birth to his new
exactly.
kids. Like, they had
But see,
concubines back then. He could have
they did.
had more kids with concubines.
Yeah, and my thing is, like I said, as a mother who has lost a child, part of my reason, one of my reasons for getting my hysterectomy last year was because after losing my son, I never wanted to, I never, ever, ever, ever wanted to have to experience going through a pregnancy, giving birth to a child, watching a child grow up, only to watch them exit. And it was all of her children. What about her mental capacity to deal with that level of grief? And in that time, their servants were literally like family to them, having to deal with the grief of all of them meeting their demise, all for God and Satan to win a fucking bet. And don't nobody really think about like the patriarchal, the men, because they've never given birth, they don't understand the level that a mother, an actual real mother, goes through when she has to bury or cremate her own seed. And it wasn't just one of her children, it was all of her children. And that's just swept under the rug like that shit don't matter. And that shit, Job's story was one of the main reasons outside of what that pastor them did, my main reasons to deconstruct, because how is it I can say I love you so much and you love my suffering and my suffering brings you joy and I'm supposed to serve you? I'm supposed to give up everything for you. I'm supposed to do everything in your name when your very name is the name that has gotten a lot of people unalived, and there's a lot of people waiting in the cemetery for your name right now. That shit is not cool and it's not fair, and it makes me sick in regard to the male species because they don't get it. How is she the devil when you go to the real translation? I'm so glad you threw that into the song because I saw it when you did it. And they will turn a complete blind eye to that. It can't mean no. That couldn't possibly be what it meant in the Hebrew text. It had to have meant what we said it said. They will literally argue with shit dead in front of their fucking faces and still say, no, it couldn't be that. There's no way.
I mean, I have people quoting the King James to me, and I'm like, quoting the King James when I'm literally saying that the King James was a misquote doesn't make sense.
At all. But then, reading comprehension wasn't for everybody. We just gonna have to be 100.
It says the
It
gift is
doesn't.
not available.
People read and see what they want to read and what they want to see, no matter how fucking plain it is in their face. They're gonna read around it the way their interpretation makes them believe it. When they see plain, you have brought out so many damn facts, scriptural and in the Torah. You have brought facts, like plain facts, in their face facts. And they'll still say, no, can't be true. You read it wrong. It didn't mean that. There's no way it could have meant that. Which really is what they're saying in concern to whatever her name is, because nobody knows her name. Like, she had no validity in that situation. Now, keep in mind, she lost her children. She lost her servants. And if her husband couldn't work and was laid up in the bed sick all the time, she lost her husband. But she was supposed to maintain strong and hold the fort down and be this woman who says, well, we'll still serve God, honey. We'll still serve God.
The
What?
crazy thing is that she did say that, and they don't want to believe it.
They don't want to believe it. They
That's the
don't
crazy
want to believe
thing.
she said that. It's better to make her look like the bad guy that cursed God than to believe the fact that she stood by her man and his God and the bullshit that they were experiencing
Look,
throughout her grief,
hold on.
throughout her
As we're
loss.
saying this, there is a male Christian in the comments quoting the same shit. Like, it, they don't hear. And I asked one of them, I was like, when y'all go to church and your pastor is preaching, do you actually listen to the words? Because y'all can't be.
At all. And Adam, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get out the comments because I'm about to say, bruh, or what are you reading? What are they reading? Because if they take the time out to even Google the Hebrew text, you ain't even gotta learn Hebrew. Just Google it. See what it says. Instead of saying someone is wrong and it can't be that, it can't be that. When you haven't even done the research to learn, to even know. But the person that has learned, the person who has taken 3 fucking semesters of Hebrew, you couldn't possibly know what you talking about, thinker. Hell no. You couldn't possibly. You don't know how to read no Hebrew brew.
But even if let's say I didn't know how to read Hebrew, but there's lexicons, and I put the resource to the entry for that word from a Hebrew lexicon on the screen. It shows that word means bless. And they're still rejecting it even with that. I've even put it in the comments. Like, I just want to know why they need to believe that she did the opposite. Like, why? I actually thought that it would bring some women relief to know that, hey, this isn't true. And what they're preaching about women like themselves, isn't true. But no, it's making them have an opposite reaction. Like
Because
I expected it from the male believers, but not I did not expect female
because
believers to need her to be the devil in that story.
because anything outside of a Proverbs 32 woman is horrible. You can't be anything except that. That's why.
Well, that would
Oh,
make her a Proverbs 32 woman, though.
but that's come on now. We talking about their brain capacity. It's just not gonna make sense. It's not gonna match up. It's not gonna make no kind of sense. But they, it's they make my back itch because it's it just doesn't make sense to
Yeah, that's
even
why. Like,
think
I'm shocked.
that she. Why does it seem so unbelievable that she suffered in any kind of way through any of this? How is that unbelievable? Her children were unalived. Her servants
You can say
unalived.
you
Her
can say they
husband put
died.
on his back. She lost everything right along with him. Oh, but when it come down to Christians, y'all so much about when a man and a woman marry, they become one. So if he experienced it and they're one and they're married, how the fuck didn't she experience it too? That goes against their whole marital union clause, doesn't it?
Well, for me, it goes against the two shall become one, because
Yeah,
they
that's what I'm
teach that the
saying.
two. Yeah, I don't understand how they're holding that, but expecting her experience to be different than Job's. I don't know. That's why I proposed the question that I asked tonight. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me.
Nothing in Christianity will ever make sense as far as I'm concerned at this juncture in life. And the 2 years that I've been on here with you, it has made a whole lot less sense with the logic and with the facts and with the Hebrew text that you share. And the fact that some of these people they 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 love God so much and they know the original of their God, the original name of their God so deeply and this, that, and the third. But when you bring them facts that's in the actual text, it's unbelievable. It's unfathomable. That's what blows my motherfucking mind. Cause what?
That's why I need to know if facts is blasphemy, because they're also calling me a blasphemer for sharing facts. And I told him, first you need to learn what blaspheming is, then you can call me a blasphemer because I don't care. And then second, you're mad at your book because I stick to the stories in the book. You're mad at your book. You're
You
saying your
mad at the
book
people
is
that wrote your book.
blaspheming. Yeah, like your pastors or whoever taught you a oral tradition or a hermeneutical interpretation, and it's different from what the text says. It's different from the actual history, and you're calling that blasphemy. So I need to know if facts is blaspheming. What you consider blasphemy, is it going against what you've been taught? Is that considered blasphemy? Do facts even
Because
matter to believers? Like, I don't know.
yeah, because if we pull up the definition of, could you possibly pull up the definition of blasphemy though? Because maybe
Are
they
you
need to
asking
read
me?
it.
Oh, I'll
Yeah,
probably pull it up when one of them come up
yeah. I'm
in
about to say they
yeah.
might need to read it to understand exactly what it means and get the what's their favorite word context of the definition of the word blasphemy, so that they can get a real understanding of what it means rather than just using it in a sentence not knowing what the hell it really means. Because talking about facts is not blasphemy. Cursing your fake ass God, that would be considered blasphemy. Cursing your fake ass Jesus, who got a million people waiting on this in the cemetery for him to come still, that would be considered blasphemous.
I was gonna answer Adam's question. He said, "Do y'all believe in God?" When y'all say you have discernment of the Holy Spirit, like what do you mean by that? If you have to ask that question, what do you think discernment is, because discernment, just listening to the conversation, discernment should have kicked in
Mm.
and told you whether, you know, the people on stage that are talking right now believe the same thing you believe. And so I don't understand a lot of the things that you all say. I don't understand because your actions don't represent the words that come out of your mouth.
At all.
Because you're going to swear up and down that the Holy Spirit gives you discernment, but you didn't know where you were.
Mm.
Hey, Biko.
But yeah, that's all I want. I wanted to touch bases on that because it her. Imagine the grief she had to actually go through and experience with all her children passing. Like literally, I don't give a damn if you a mother from the 18th century to the 3rd century or the 21st century. That pain is a different kind of pain that you don't just bounce back from.
I think indoctrination is so strong that you would think that any person that has, you know, brought a child into this world, whether that be male or female, would have had that thought that she was hurting too, because it takes two to have children.
True. True.
And
Very true.
indoctrination is so strong that it can make a person cold in that
Mm.
regard to another human. And we see that play out in life, that lack of empathy
Yeah.
play out in our reality. And someone commented, this was like probably the only commenter who actually understood the purpose of the song. And she said, we need to really listen to the song, y'all, because this applies to us today in reality, and how we take a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of information
Mm-hmm.
and uh, and we run with it, and we make decisions about other people and their lives without knowing their whole story, and we demonize them. Like, that is the entire purpose of that song, because that's what we do today in society,
Yeah.
and so many people are missing it.
Because they don't want to see it, thinker. They don't. And a lot of times people really just don't give a fuck no more. They don't. They don't care. We have been so desensitized through visual, through everything in this on this plane of existence. We are one probably the numbest that the planet has ever been in creation. We are numb to a lot of stuff that we should actually be in our feelings about.
Yep,
But
that's true.
what can you do? I mean, mm-mm. But yeah, I when I first heard that song, I was actually gonna stitch it, but my phone was moving slow, so I didn't. Because I was gonna respond to it, and I was gonna say what I just said just now. But I'm glad I was able to get that off, because that song, that one is good. All of them are good, but that one is so that song that one is on point, like for real right now, like big time. So kudos to you on your penmanship skills.
Thank you.
Think
I
of the
appreciate you.
lyricist. We do appreciate you and love you much. I'm going and get up out of here. Drop me down.
I got you. Have a good one.
You too, love.
All right. A lot of what's going on right now reminds people, everybody, of The Handmaid's Tale.
Yep.
I hope TikTok is not starting to act up, because, yep, still waiting on the request box to open. Mia, are you in the box on purpose, on accident? All right, y'all. If you are a believer in the God of the Bible, if you are deconstructing or an atheist, the guest box is open, 21 and up. Well, let's see. There it go. It just opened.
God.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I love God.
How old are
God,
you?
you love. God, do you love me?
Is this a child?
No, I'm a grown man. I'm
Yes.
21 years old.
As a child. Goodness gracious. They start so young being assholes.
Right.
Can we delete the fetus, please? Yeah, delete the fetus. They're in the request. Can you see it? Can you see them? Never mind, I got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I cannot. I had the grandkids today, and they ran out of diapers and wipes, and so my son had to go and grab some. And mind you, they both have a cold. Okay, little mama has shitted, and so I'm waiting on them to come back with diapers, and they're like sneezing every couple of seconds. I have to run and get tissue because snot is flying everywhere. The little mama's died. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't felt this frantic in such a long time. I haven't felt this frantic in such a long time. And remind me that little kids they're adorable, but they're dirty at the same time. And then she kept saying, stop, stop. Every time I try to wipe her nose. Like, goodness gracious. Yeah.
Too cute.
Yeah. They are sick. They both have a bad cold. Yeah. And like every sneeze, I'm talking about like with just not a lot. But it reminded me of when their dad and my oldest daughter, they're 11 months apart. And so I had both of them in diapers. It reminded me of that time in my life. It's like, oh my goodness.
I can definitely relate.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all, is it just us in here? Do y'all know? Are we on the FYP?
Looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like it's just us. I'm not seeing any unfamiliar faces. Okay. In 7 minutes, I'll do a reset. So, I think I might need to change the about because I'm thinking the update now that America has taken over the app. I'm thinking my about us might be triggering something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So I'm going to take that out. And we're going to try again because this is like the second time. Actually, this has been happening. This is 3-4 times. Yeah. So something's going on. Because by now we would have been jumping already. And then the fact that there are so many people on my page right now, like the with the songs going viral, there are so many people on my page. It doesn't make sense that nobody is seeing us because it should be showing me live while they're on my page listening to those songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to do with no drama and no community. I don't. I stay away from that shit. I don't know what was going on. I don't want to know what was going on. I don't do drama. I don't do drama. And the community, I'm not responsible for grown ass adults. Let me say that. I don't know. Somebody just said there was a lot of drama in the community, and some people may not want to talk. Let me say the nerd community is the community that I run. My Discord is my Discord. I'm not responsible for anybody else's Discord, anybody else's drama. I don't do drama. When grown folks make decisions, that's their business. I'm not nobody's mama. I'm not nobody's religious leader. I'm not nobody's leader at all. So I don't want to be pulled in nobody's bullshit. That's not why I do this. That's not why I'm on TikTok. I don't want it. Please keep that away from here. Yeah.
And in that order.
Yes. No, no, no. One of the things I talk about all the time is boundaries, and that is a strong boundary for me. Very strong boundary. If I'm not gonna argue with my family, I'm not gonna be arguing with people on the internet about the grown ass decisions they make in their life. I'm not. The only thing that I will address will be things that are harmful, like somebody is homophobic, like they're doing homophobic thing. Like all I need to know is, do I need to kick them out the community because they're harmful, sexist, violent, racist, anything like that. Anything else that people are doing in their personal lives, it ain't like, please don't pull me in it. I don't want to be in that. That is a hard rule I have. And yeah, just leave it at that. But I am going to do a reset because I do think it's just us in here, and we'll try again. Is it Melisha? Melisha Lyles, are you in the box on purpose or on accident? Awesome, B Cove. I know a lot of us at the reason why we deconstruct is because like there's too much motherfucking chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't want no extra chaos. No, thank you. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and shut down. Let me change my about and see if that helps. And I'll be right back, okay?
All righty.
All right.
And if so,
some of the authors might be open about some of that stuff.
right.